think my lighting is a little weird, maybe harsh is the right word. There we go, that's a little bit better. Hello everyone, welcome to Get Ready and Get Weird. It has been over 2 years since I sat down to do this, and my nieces and nephews have been asking me to please record another video because they watch my videos and they've watched them all. So here I am recording a video all about giraffes because my niece Kinley's favorite animal is giraffes. So I have my makeup, I have my mirror, I have my phone, I have some giraffe facts to share with you. So let's jump right in and start talking about giraffes. Up until recently, the scientific community only considered giraffes to be one species with like 9 subspecies of different kinds of giraffes. And in 2016, there was a study published that there's actually 4 different species of giraffe. We still say there's only 1 species and then the 9 subspecies, but I thought it was a very interesting fact that there's still so much that we don't know, even about an animal that's so beloved and well known and easy to spot. So they are still studying and finding things out about the different species and subspecies of giraffes. You may know that giraffes are found in Africa. They eat from trees. Their height is something that helps them get to the higher leaves that other herbivores may not be able to reach. You probably know that giraffes are the tallest land mammals. The females can be up to 14 feet and the males can be up to 19 feet tall. So they're definitely reaching up and getting those leaves out of the tall trees that others can't reach or get to. Their favorite leaves are on a tree that has thorns, which also deters other herbivores from eating off of that tree. But giraffes use their really long tongues and their lips that they can really move around and grab things and grip things. They use their tongues and lips to get around the thorns and avoid being hurt. And their really sticky and gooey saliva coats those thorns so that as they swallow them and they go down the really long neck through their digestive system, they will not be as pokey or harm them because they're covered in this sticky, probably mucusy saliva. So that's gross. A normal female giraffe, or an adult female giraffe, not a normal one. I mean, who knows who's weird and normal in the giraffe world, you know? But an adult female giraffe can weigh up to 1,500 pounds, and an adult male giraffe can weigh up to 3,000 pounds. Both their legs and their neck can be as long as 6 feet apiece. So their neck can be as long as 6 feet and their legs can be as long as 6 feet. Those long legs allow giraffes to move very quickly. The fastest recorded giraffe running giraffe running, I think it works either way, was almost 35 miles per hour, which is just shocking. I cannot imagine not being in a vehicle, but being able to move that quickly. And that's just a giraffe's life every day, moving 35 miles per hour with their long legs. Of course, moving that quickly is not sustainable for long periods of time. So giraffes aren't out here like running marathons and stuff, but they do move quickly if a predator is around. Besides humans, giraffes really don't have a lot of predators. Those predators are crocodiles and lions. Even these 2 natural predators aren't as likely to go after giraffes as a first choice because giraffes often travel and socialize in larger groups. About 10 or 20 giraffes will be kind of going around together looking for food and feeding. And being in that larger group helps the giraffe not attract one of the predators that would maybe go after it if it was more vulnerable. If a giraffe is approached or attacked by one of these predators, the giraffe can kick a lion, and one kick can kill that lion. And like I said, it can also run 35 miles per hour. So for a short period of time, it can run to try and get away from said predator. Going back to how giraffes look, I attempted to make my hair kind of look like ossicones, which are the little bumps on the top of a giraffe's head. All giraffes, both male and female, have these ossicones, and they start out as cartilage, so kind of like our noses or our ears, or even like a baby's skull. It has this soft spot. As a giraffe matures, the ossicones turn from the cartilage that they start out as into bone. So you can consider these kind of like horns or antlers, but they're not technically, they don't fall into that category. I kind of want to do a giraffe-ish look, but I'm also going to lunch at a friend's house after this, and I think I have to stop at the store before, so I don't want to look just like a giraffe. 2 pallets that kind of look giraffe-ish. They actually look very similar to each other. We're gonna figure something out. These ossicones, they're fully covered with skin and fur. So you can see the little bumps, but it's not a horn, it's not a tooth, it's not necessarily an antler. It's an ossicone. Get it right. We've talked about how large a giraffe is and some of the benefits. The fact that they're really not going to be approached by many predators is great. But being that tall and lanky can have some disadvantages. I cannot imagine having to drink from a pond, a puddle, a watering hole. I mean, they look hilarious when they're getting a drink of water. Let's be completely honest. So this is a disadvantage because when they go down to drink the water, they have to spread their front legs and then dip their big long neck down so that their head can be close enough to the surface of the water to get a good drink. This position of their body is, first of all, awkward. Can you imagine if you're like sore from working out and then you just have to dunk your head down really low to even get a drink of water? Personally, no. I would like someone to give me a raised bowl of water if I'm ever a giraffe. This position not only is just awkward and looks funny, it also makes them vulnerable to big cats or predators. So they don't drink water very often, truly. They don't have to drink much water at all. They only drink water once every several days, which I cannot imagine. I love water. I don't hate these colors on me. I don't usually go yellow, but I'm not hating it so far. One of the reasons that giraffes don't have to drink water super often is because they get a lot of their water, because they're herbivores, they get a lot of their water from the green plants that they the green plants that they eat, which means they don't have to drink as often. So it's not that they just don't need as much hydration as other mammals, it's actually that they just are getting their fluid and hydration from other means than just simply drinking at the watering hole. Being as large as they are, giraffes have to eat a lot of food, which means they have to find the food, which means they have to travel to the food. So they move a lot throughout each day. They also eat up to 75 pounds per day. I do too. So maybe I am a giraffe. What if I just left these and didn't blend? Just left my blush like a clown. If you're interested in what I'm putting on my face, I will list it in the description box. So giraffes' gestation period lasts about 14 months. So a bit longer than humans, but not the longest I've ever heard of. They normally carry one calf at a time. A newborn giraffe calf is over 6 feet tall, or can be over 6 feet tall. So a newborn giraffe is as tall as some humans, taller than me, taller than a lot of humans. Giraffes don't actually lay down very often. They normally sleep standing up. They do almost everything standing up, which includes giving birth. When a calf is born, its feet come out first, followed by its head and its neck, and then the rest of the body. And it falls over 5 feet normally, as long as the mom's legs are, to the ground. I mean, that's one way to enter the world. They're not trying to sugarcoat it for them, you know, hey, you're here, giraffe, you've arrived earthside. Get it to, wow. My eyebrow. Let's get that other one. Let's get my other eyebrow on. In other words, being born and plopped straight on the ground from a 5-foot drop or more. No one is trying to convince these little baby giraffes that life as a giraffe is easy or fun. Within an hour of being just plopped right down onto the ground, the calf can walk. It will nurse from its mom. And then within about a week, it will start to sample vegetation. That doesn't mean it's out there eating, you know, everything his mom eats. He's still nursing, or she's still nursing. It does start to sample food. As the calf gets older and the mom can leave to go get her food throughout the day, because again, giraffes can't just stand around. They have to go fuel their huge bodies. So the babies, when they're a bit older, will stay in a nursery. One of the mama giraffes stays to watch the kiddos, the calves, while the other moms or giraffes, male and female, go and eat. Giraffes are social, but they do not stay within like a pack. A group of giraffes is called a tower, actually, I found out while researching for this video. And so they don't necessarily stay with their family or anything, but they are close to their calves. So they'll stay with their calves for quite some time until they reach sexual maturity. When a giraffe is finally fully mature, around 3 to 5 years. So a mama giraffe will stay with her baby for quite some time. Of course, they're not needing to nurse or stay in a nursery that whole time. Normally, they, like I mentioned, for protection, they do remain in about a group of 10 to 12, and they roam the grassland that way, just as protection and somewhat socialization, but they're not like primates or elephants that stay as a family unit. They're just at will, go to whatever group you want, go be by yourself. That's fine too. There are some threats to giraffes, as there are threats to almost every animal, our whole entire planet. But let's focus on giraffes today, one thing at a time. Giraffe populations are slowly decreasing, as many other animals on the planet. There's some habitat loss, of course, from humans coming in, human populations coming in, but there's also overgrazing of their habitats due to livestock. So again, caused by humans because we keep livestock, and those grazers and other animals will eat food or will have to have pasture in a place where giraffes would stay. And so that is causing diminishing numbers of giraffes in the wild. Because of this, one of the best ways to ensure that giraffes stick around and don't go extinct, they are currently listed as vulnerable. So they're not endangered or on that end of the spectrum quite yet, but they are on the radar of being vulnerable. The best way to combat this is to make sure that they don't lose any more habitat and that we don't poach them as humans. I mentioned that besides humans, they only have a couple of natural predators, but humans are not great to giraffes. Humans will poach giraffes for their skins, for their tail, like their hair, their meat, and their bone marrow as well. There are groups that are working to improve this, and there are definitely organizations that you can donate to. One of the best ways that we as individuals can help, if we're not right there on the ground on the continent of Africa where these giraffes live, we can donate money. We can educate others on the status of giraffes, the importance of giraffes. We can help to support the sustainable agriculture in the area. This is not something that we can do on our own or from far away necessarily, but these are the things that people are doing in hopes to help the giraffe population maintain and grow so that they can come off of the vulnerable status list. We can help to educate people in the area on sustainable agricultural options. We can help to solve hunger in the impoverished villages, like in places like Sudan. The villagers there may kill a giraffe for food. And also to sell the hide and things like that. But if you're hungry, and you're gonna find a way to feed your family or feed your village. So helping to solve problems like that will decrease the amount of poachers and the poaching that happens. And of course, climate change impacts giraffes and their habitats just like it's impacting all of our habitats. I'm smiling so that I don't cry. Now, I will leave you with some fun facts because it always seems that the conservation efforts and threatened status or vulnerabilities of giraffes is always how articles end, just as like kind of a call to action, donate here, sign this petition, etc., etc. Let's end on some fun facts because I don't want to end on, hey guys, climate change. I mentioned that baby giraffes are born taller than most humans at 6 feet tall, but that is a fun fact that I put at the end of my notes to make sure I mentioned it again because I think that's amazing. A newborn baby is 6 feet tall. My final fun fact to share with you, because I mostly sprinkled all the fun facts throughout the whole video, is that giraffes they need the least amount of sleep out of any mammals in the animal kingdom. They can go a full day and only need 10 minutes to 1 hour of sleep. The same way that I need water and hydration much more than a giraffe, I need way more than 1 hour of sleep per day. Just can't relate with the giraffe in that aspect. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I always hope that I'm able to do another Get Ready and Get Weird. I'm always finding cool animals that I want to talk about. Today's animal was chosen by my niece, Kinley Grace. She loves giraffes. She has had giraffes around her, like toy giraffes, not real giraffes. That would also be amazing. She's had giraffes around her since she came home. She had a little giraffe, squeaky toy type teething toy that she's always had. She has pictures of giraffes. So when I told her that I'm off this week and I have some time, that was her suggestion, is do a get ready and get weird about giraffes. So that is where the topic came from. But I do have other topics that I'd love to talk about, and I would love to get more of these videos done, but editing is a lot. I work a lot and it just takes time. So it was much easier to pop out however many videos during 2020 when work was much slower and we were all staying home. But now I've moved to be closer to my family, so I'm spending a lot more time with people as opposed to just with my dog. I have a new dog. I am married. A lot of things have changed in the last 2+ years. So thank you for watching today. And I do, maybe going forward, I can try for one a month. Hey, start small. Maybe one every 2 months. That'd be way more than I've done in the past 2 years. So I have not forgotten and I have not given up on my love of talking about cool animals, but life is life. So we're gonna take what we get and we're not gonna throw a fit. That's another quote from my niece, Kinley Grace. And she used to say it while crying. I'll get what I get and I won't throw a fit while sobbing. So sometimes you just gotta say it. Fake it until you make it. Thank you all so much for watching today, and I hope you learned something about giraffes. Bye everybody.